Hi everyone, my name is Mitch, and today I'll be teaching you how to make some lo-fi DIY animation that you can make yourself using just things around the house. I'll be showing two forms of simple do-it-yourself animation, flipbooks and thaumatropes. These tutorials are for absolutely anyone, so you don't have to have any prior animation knowledge at all. First up is how to make a flipbook. For our flipbook, we're going to need some sticky tape, bulldog clip or several, a black marker, a pencil, an eraser, a post-it notepad, and if you want, some colour pencils. Okay, let's get started. So before we start animating anything, the first thing we're going to do is strengthen our post-it note flipbook so it doesn't fall apart while we're drawing and flipping through it. You can do this using sticky tape and wrapping it around the back part of the post-it, or securing it with a bulldog clip, or both. Now that we've secured our flipbook and got it ready, we can start animating. I'll be showing you a couple of animations you can do to get the hang of creating flipbook animation, and some other ideas too. But first off, we're going to begin with a simple animating exercise called Follow the Line. This is a really simple animation anyone can do without knowing anything about animating. We start by drawing a dot with our marker on the very last page. We're using the last page because if we flip to the next page, we can see our previous drawing. This is called onion skinning, and it helps animators know what they're meant to draw next. So now that we have our first frame, we're going to flip to the next page and move our dot just a little bit forward. Next, another dot, and then on the page after, we're starting to turn this dot into a line. This gives the effect of speed by using a motion blur, and then turning it back into a dot makes it look as though it's slowing down again. This is called a smear. Let's try doing a little loop-de-loop with our line. We'll start with another dot, and then a line on the next page. To start the loop-de-loop, we'll curve our line in the next frame, and the frame after it curves around even more, forming a backwards C. We want to keep following this line around the curve until we complete our loop-de-loop. And that's the basics of following the line. Just keep moving in a direction and play around with different line lengths and movements. Another staple frame-by-frame animation exercise is the bouncing ball. It's a very simple exercise to get the hang of timing in animation, and also gives you an idea of how objects squash and stretch when we animate them. I've drawn a guide on my bottom layer in pencil, drawn each frame on a separate piece of paper to help me. You can use this one or any bouncing ball animation image you find on the internet. To start, I'm drawing a circle at the start of our arc, on the left-hand side of the page. Next frame, the ball moves a little towards the right and starts to fall. Before it hits the ground, we're going to turn it into an oval shape, and then on the next frame, we're going to draw a flat oval as it hits the ground. This gives the illusion of gravity, and the weight redistributing in the ball as it hits a surface. On the next bounce, gravity is affecting the ball, bringing it closer to the ground, so it won't bounce as far. When we animate, we need to think about how timing affects how things look when they move. For our ball to look like it's falling and bouncing, we need more frames at the top of each arc and less frames when it's falling. We call this principle slow in and slow out. More frames closer together slows things down, and less frames speeds things up. Finish off your bouncing ball with a few frames of it moving towards the right as if it's rolling to a stop. Flip your flipbook and see how you went. Now we have some of the basics covered, try and have some fun with it. You can try playing around with shapes, animating emotions or stick figures, anything you can imagine you can try animating. Our second DIY animation lesson is how to make a thaumatrope. So you're probably wondering, what is a thaumatrope? Well, they're an optical illusion toy that were around in the 19th century, and it's basically a two-sided disc with an image on both sides. When you move it really fast, the two images look like a single image. To make a thaumatrope, you'll need some paper, a cup, a pencil, a pen, some scissors, some coloured pencils, I'm using yellow myself, and some sticky tape. To make our thaumatrope, we're going to need to create our discs first. Grab your cup and trace it around with a pencil. Do this again so you have 2 circles. Next, get the scissors and cut both circles out. Now that we have our 2 discs, we need to draw something on them. For disc 1, draw a small circle, and on disc 2, draw a blobby shape. Outline these in pen or a marker and colour in the small circle. I'm using yellow, but you can use whatever colour you want. Use sticky tape to tape the 2 discs together and put a pencil or a stick between them. Tape the discs to the stick or the pencil and you're done! Once you're done, rub the pencil between your hands and you get an egg, or a flower, or a crocodile holding ice cream balancing on a beach ball. Try it with whatever design you want. It helps to have a reversible design with a central image. That way you don't have to think about flipping your design to work when it animates. And that's it! Keep creating stuff and drawing and animating and making new things. If you're stuck for ideas, try watching some of your favourite movies or videos and make notes of how things move and look in motion. See how far you can push your thaumatrope ideas, or try a flipbook walk cycle or animate some shapes and patterns. Some key words to remember from this video were onion skinning, timing, slow in and slow out, smear, squash and stretch, and crocodile. Here's a couple ideas from some of my previous flipbooks. Thanks heaps for watching. I'm Mitch. Follow me on Instagram if you want at mitchographer. Keep making art and have a good day. Thank you.